Hi everyone, welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered texts of the Ketuvim. And what I came up with was current events, beginning with President Donald Trump and his ridiculous white supremacist presidency, which put us into the position of both a major global pandemic that is killing way too many people and Goerge Floyd. And today's episode is about Goerge Floyd and how he is actually, the manner of his death is portrayed in the Bible. And because Black Lives Matter is the nexus of the creation of the nation of Zion, his death and the subsequent uprising is prophetic. Police brutality is prophetic. Now, Goerge Floyd's death was very specific. We know that he was a drug addict. Oh my God. He used drugs. How terrible is that? He also, inadvertently, I'm very sure, passed off a fake $20 bill. Now, I'm pretty sure that he didn't make that $20 bill. Somebody did, but he didn't do it. He's just not smart enough. He didn't have the means to do it. He was not a counterfeiter. So he was killed for a fake $20 bill that he was not guilty of making. He was only guilty of receiving it and passing it on. That's not a sin or a crime. It's a happenstance. It just happened. But it ended his life. Now, how did it end his life? Well, they did their normal, usual cop stuff. They put him down on the ground and they frisked him. They went over his body with their hands to make sure he didn't have any weapons to use against him. Well, let's see what Isaiah has to say about that. In the 51st chapter of Isaiah, chapters 21 through 23, reads like this. Therefore hear this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Oh, all of you drug users. Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, and thy God, that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which has said to thy soul, Bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street, to them that went over. So, there we have Goerge Floyd being put on the ground and frisked. That was part of the manner of his death. The other part of the manner of his death is in the 3rd chapter of Isaiah, the 14th and 15th verse, which reads, The Lord shall enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and with the princes thereof. For you have eaten up the vineyard, and the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean you, that you beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord God of hosts? Grind the faces of the poor. That's exactly how George Floyd died. That is the exact image of his death. He was put down on the ground so that they could make sure that he didn't have any weapons. They frisked him. And then they ground his face into the cement of the street. They literally ground his face. And he couldn't breathe. Because his face was being ground into the concrete. That was the exact manner of George Floyd's death. Set out in prophecy 3,000 years ago. They, Black Lives Matter, are the nexus, the birth of Zion. Because my people, those people who do drugs, who get drunken but not with wine, our days of suffering are coming to an end. It says it in the 21st chapter of Isaiah. Hey, you people who are drunk but not with wine, you stagger but not with strong drink. I'm going to take all of the crap that you've been going through out of your hands. You're no longer going to suffer. I'm going to put that suffering into the hands of those who killed George Floyd. Those who force you to the ground so that they can frisk you. And who do not feel that they have to worry about your livelihood as they grind your face into the ground. That is George Floyd's death in prophecy. And it is the reason for the creation of the nation of Zion. Because we don't want to be here when the cops and all that they represent go through their dregs. Because according to this, our good times are about ready to start. Yay. And they, the ones who are responsible for our pain and suffering, are going to get the worst of all of it. Because if God's equating our suffering pretty much to a cup of coffee. Now, according to this coffee illustration, we're at the end of the glass. Okay, we're at the very bottom. And the partiers, the people who do drugs, the Zionite people, we've been having to drink that last little bitter drink at the end of your coffee cup that's just so bitter it's almost not worth drinking, but you have to drink it because it's the last of the cup. That's what we've been suffering from. That concentrated suffering of the very end of civilization. Where those who are the least worthy of suffering suffer the most. But our wonderful Creator, Gray gods have taken the cup of trembling, of suffering, out of our, so weary hands, and given it into the hands of our enemies, those policemen who watch over us for iniquity, trying to find us doing the least little bitty thing wrong so that they can come down on us hard. They kill people for selling cigarettes. Not even a pack of cigarettes, people. They will kill you for selling a single cigarette. They've done it before. If you happen to have a friend who deals drugs, They don't feel any qualms about breaking your door down and killing you in your sleep. Breonna Taylor. They have no qualms about killing you for a traffic ticket. You're not safe. The watchers of iniquity have been watching over you for decades, nitpicking every little tiny thing that you do wrong, forcing you to pay them money you can't afford. So you go without supper tonight because you had to pay the cops because you went 5 miles over the speed limit. Is that any way to run a nation? But that's what we're dealing with. These policemen with their all-powerful authority to watch over you, to seek out and destroy all those who would do anything opposed to the corporate laws. But God has ordained that we get to enjoy the fruits of our labors while they drink the dregs of the cup. Force fed, by the way. So, now that we have the stage set for our rise to freedom, it's time to begin. George Floyd will never be forgotten. His death will always be the mechanism by which the nation of Zion is created. Because you see, Trump is not going to allow any change to occur in Black Lives Matter. It's just not going to happen. You can see that. He's on his way out. But the thing is, what's Biden going to do when he comes in? Is Biden going to side with, truthfully, bottom line here, is he going to truly address Black Lives Matter and everything that led up to it, meaning the war on drugs? No, he's not. That's not his plan. He's already told you that. He has a prosecutor for a vice president. Law and order right there. Now, I'm not. Kamala? Come on. Sorry. Come on. I got nothing against you, honey. I'm very sure that you are a good person in your own right. So is Biden. But you're just part of a corrupt system. And you don't realize just how corrupt that system is. We do not live in the United States of America. We live in corporate America. And you're going to get that shoved in your face in January, as soon as all the ruckus is done with Trump. So Trump is going to try to create a coup to keep in control. He doesn't want to give up the White House now that he's got it, but that's not going to work. So, as soon as Trump's out of the way, Biden is going to have to do something about the pandemic. And that will be good. Good luck with that. I hope that you succeed. But what are you going to do for my people? That is going to be the nexus of the revolution. Because Trump is just a forebringer. He just puts everything into place. May the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy, be your joy, pursue your joy. Stay happy and high. Know I love you. We'll be together soon in our tents. We'll see you later now, because I'll never say goodbye.